My people, I greet you all. Make we settle down, make we watch this video, make we hear wetin Professor Khalifa Dikea talk concerning wetin dey happen presently now for Africa. Abeg my people, make una no forget to like this video, share make Facebook for recommend am give other people. See you guys on my next video. Peace out.
Mr. Falano, a lawyer, and who is warning that, look, political class in Nigeria should be warned. They should learn a lesson from what is happening. And now you can see some president, in some Rwandan president, for example, had rejigged the military architecture in his country. Perhaps that is linked or indirectly linked to what has happened in Niger and Gabon. One may not know, but it could be. Now, in Nigeria, is there any lesson, considering the poverty level? You've just mentioned Gabon, of less than 3 million people. They have oil. They are one of the highest oil-producing countries in the world, yet they are very poor, about 40% of poverty rate in that country. Is there any major lesson for the political class in Nigeria?
Class and the political establishment itself that believes that it shall continue. No change is accepted in all these colonial powers. The superiority mentality is the main problem of the developed countries. Particularly, the main ones are France, Britain, and America. And today, they are all competing for space in Africa, because Africa is the main hope, the direction of the entire world for the resources. The resources of the world are in Africa now, and it is time for Africa to not give them a blank check, whether it is China, Russia, America, Britain, and anyone. Never give them a blank check. We have to have our own. And when you talk of Africa, you cannot avoid Nigeria as a big country of 220 million, followed by Ethiopia. And it is not possible, because all these countries around Nigeria are Anglophone, speaking French-speaking countries, and they have foreign troops there. What are they doing there? They are there because anytime any president, any leader disagrees with the French government over the sharing of the resources, even say by let us have 20 and you take 80, it is a coup. The Gabon one is also, they said, double-edged. Why? They said when Ali Bongo decided to bring his own kith and kin to be the head of the Republican soldiers, France was behind it. Why? Because Ali Bongo earlier said he was not comfortable with the continuation of the French policy, and he had also wanted to even join ECOWAS, and therefore we cannot continue. We said, look at countries like Kenya, Tanzania, and so on. Anytime they agree, they sign an agreement with China and other countries of the East. Those things are done by the letter. They are executed, nothing, no game. Whereas our own, they say friends, allies, and so on, and hardly do it, and they keep asking us to take loan by force, and with throat-cutting interest. And therefore, the deceit, the treachery, and so on is now for the West to now compete with the East to do it that way, because Africa has an alternative. And look at Nigeria, has the capital resources. Everywhere you go, you meet a Nigerian. There is no way we are still talking about education, we are still talking about water, electricity, and so on, if not for the presence of the foot soldiers there, sabotaging the fixing of our refineries to have oil, PMFs for us. They are sabotaging electricity. All of them, you don't see them, but they are the ones behind it. Look at, just check the history of Ajaokuta, for goodness sake. Almost completed, but it was pulled down because of foreign interests. And therefore, time has come now for Africans to be dogged, to be brave enough to say enough of this, because they have to come together and say enough of this. 54 countries without a single voice at the United Nations Security Council. 54, as if they don't matter. And the resources are there. They create insurgencies. And with the Niger now, for instance, I said, why is it that Niger people are saying the ambassador should quit, should go away, and the French president is saying he's not going, he doesn't recognize the military? What are they hiding? We know that wherever the troops are, they are also looking at something. The spying is part of their thing. Why they cannot go away? Because the interests are there, and that the French people see that a country like Nigeria is an existential threat. Nigeria will lead other African countries to free themselves. That is why from Biafra to death, France has never been a friend of Nigeria. Yes, please.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you are to say something to the political class tonight, lesson from Gabon, from Niger, from Chad, especially from Gabon, there are those who will say poverty and the reaction of the people of that country. How can a country be so rich yet so poor? What would you be saying to Nigeria? And there are those who will say, if Nigeria is one of the poverty capital of the world, that's a very big lesson, isn't it? And that the rich are living and the leaders are living in so much of wealth and affluence and opulence, but yet the majority of the Nigerian populace are in abject poverty. A direct irony to the wealth of the country, but the poor, I mean the people of the country, are poor. Is that a big lesson? What would you be telling the political class? Do they have anything to learn from this?
Thank you. They should learn. Look at the quotation from the Bible, for instance. For those who have shall more be given. Those who don't have, even the little they have will be taken away and added to those who have. Ask the political class, ask them, all these policies, be it IMF or World Bank, if the policies have ever worked in Africa, anywhere, they could just tell you IMF conditions and advice has worked in Africa. They cannot answer.